Thank you for the follow. Bruh. It's not a command, I'm doing it live. Bruh. Hello, Filet. All right. Thanks everybody for joining me today. Bit of a weird one, bit of a Wednesday one. Today we have a couple things going on, and if those don't take very long, we'll have even more things going on. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for joining me. I don't think I'm gonna post this one to YouTube, so this is an exclusive for all you Twitch boys. So appreciate it. Yeah, there's a thunderstorm raging outside right now. And so if I just suddenly vaporize on stream, that's because my power went out. So I'm doing well, Elvin. How are you? How is your morning? You had your coffee yet? So we'll see. But anyways, I am going to start with, I think, the Quefrency. What's up, Sean? How are you? Had coffee, need more. I feel that. That is a whole entire mood. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We are min-maxing a Quefrency, or Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. This is a client build. So I will not be. Let's see. I will not be, this isn't really like a full build per se because I'm not doing stabilizers. I'm not even assembling the case. The only thing that I'm using the plates for. Oh, I might need to close my windows. The wind is really picking up. The only thing I'm going to use the plates for is just to align the switches. So everything else will stay in the bag. Looking for a way to make my bot respond to people if anyone tried to talk to it. Ah, I see. If we get done in a timely fashion, I could show you how my bot works. Because I've had some questions. Hey, yeah, no, I literally just got started, so appreciate you being here. I will be making sure to ask you if I have any hiccups, but yeah, no, I wrote my own Twitch bot, and so I've had multiple people ask me how I did that, and so I have rewritten the code. No, it's not, Elvin. I know, it's a tragedy. But no, we still only got half a bre. Or it's specifically half of a bre basement, so that's okay. Also, I figured out that since my Twitch bot pretends that it's me in chat, I can do my sub raid, and I don't have to give a sub to Streamlabs because my my bot looks like it's me, and of course I can use my own emotes in my channel. So once the Interloper 9 BRBA right emote is approved, this will actually work with no no sub for my Streamlabs necessary. So I am going to. So we're grabbing the Milmax sockets, and we're grabbing the rotary encoder. Sounds good. 505, appreciate it. I'm trying to think, is this I think this is enough Milmax sockets. I always get freaked out with the little ones because they oh, that's fine, Elvin. I don't either. Relatively speaking, I just write JavaScript, which is the everyone's least favorite programming language, but it's pretty easy. I can show you how to do it sometime. And we will get you your own channel bot, but I need to grab. I need a USB-C to C cable. Let me grab one real quick. I will be right back. Alright, we back. Got me a cable. The first thing we're gonna do is test the PCB with the tweezers of truth. Because there's no point in doing a full Milmaxing if we have a dead board. So presumably this is pre-flashed with something, but let's find out. So here's our PCB. I adore this color, this purple PCB. I think it looks so good. I might actually bump up the brightness on my desk cam because it seems just a touch underexposed. So let's go. Oh, I have it set to auto. Can we do an EV 0.3? How about an EV 0.7? That's better. That's a little bit brighter. All right. So yeah, we're gonna test this. We're not soldering up these macro keys, and I'm going to. I could snap them off, but I'm not going to because I don't want to risk anything, just in case. If there's one less thing I can do to potentially damage the PCB, the better. I just want everything to work as well as possible right out of the gate. So, all right, let's plug this in. Right off the bat, it lights up, which is good. We enumerated. Let's pull up VIA just to test it. Device is ready. It's the Rev 3 version of the Quefrency, which is nice. So Rev 2, and I believe Rev 1 as well, you had to solder on a microcontroller to the PCB. And you also had to use a TRRS, like a headphone cable, to go between them. This version, you do not. It's USB-C, which is cool because you can get all kinds of interesting, like coiled USB-C cables and stuff. I guess you could already with headphone cables, but you know what I mean. It is VIA compatible as well. This is fascinating. Look at this. Behold, everybody. It comes up with the split, comes up with the macros. This is really cool. So we're going to go ahead and pop into the key tester, test the matrix, and just make sure that everything is above board. That is a Windows key. Okay. Left half is good. We really don't need to test these macros if they're going to get snapped off, but just in case for diagnostic purposes, I'm going to make sure that they are okay as well. Isn't this PCB gorgeous? The purple is just so stunning. I really like it. Blue PCBs and purple PCBs I really am a fan of. And also black. But black gets kind of greasy. I like the shiny purple PCBs a lot. As much as I love the matte black ones. One of the projects that we do at work is a camera for assembly lines for like cell phones. And all of the PCBs are matte black, which I was like, that's such a cool touch to make them matte black. Turns out it was functional. We had to do it because light reflecting around inside the camera off the shiny green PCBs was causing issues, and so we had to get matte black PCBs to reduce reflections, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, PCB is approved. The QC sticker is on the macro side, so that will be snapped off. There's also one on the left side, but I'll leave that there. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to start with the mil-maxing, and then I'm going to add on the... we're also soldering on this rotary encoder. So let's get out the soldering iron and the fan. How's everybody doing tonight? It's good to see you guys. Thanks for hopping in on a random Wednesday stream. Appreciate all of you guys being here. It's pretty cool to have my boys, my gender neutral boys here spending time with me. So, also I did tell my wife if she feels like coming in and bothering me during the stream, she's more than welcome to. So let's crack a cold one, shall we? Today I have a Spindrift, the lemon, it's lemon strawberry. So I guess strawberry lemonade. All right. Let's keep that way over on the side, as far away from possible as far away as possible from this PCB. Fun fact, you can actually wash a PCB. Just learning how to make a shared network drive. Right on. Yeah, I have done that before. I have a network attached. Actually, I have three. They're called network attached storage, or NAS. And I use them because I do a lot of film work, and so I have to store some absolutely massive files. Like these two cameras that you're seeing right now, both record in like 4K RAW, which typically is about 6 gigabytes, 6 to 8 gigabytes per minute of footage you shoot. So I have like 30 terabytes worth of storage just to manage all that nonsense. I do some with higher levels of backup than others. Some of them are like RAID 0. I just need stuff on there. Some of them are RAID 3. Some of them are RAID 5. You know, you got to keep your stuff backed up. And I have a lot of it. So, all right. So here's the pro strat for the day. All right. I have my donor switches. They are not going to ship with this PCB, but they will be used for alignment and installation. So what I like to do is, the honest only thing about NAS is some clients at work use it for MFT. Yeah. It is great for that too. In fact, NASs these days are like pretty advanced. I have one that has it like is running Ubuntu on it in addition to being a NAS. So you can actually run like a Plex server or like media stuff on it. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, most people don't. One other use is for if you have security cameras in your house. I currently don't, but I'm moving soon and I'm putting cameras in my new house. So I will be using a NAS for that, which is kind of nice. But technically that's a different... that's more like you want some like WD purples or some like something that kind of big files written and deleted constantly, because you're obviously keeping like a rolling backup in that case. Let me just check. In an effort to not dox my client, I'm going to not show you the layout that map file that he sent me, but I will be referencing a layout map that I have. So let me look at that real quick. Let's get this little wrist rest out of here too. All right. So yes, the bottom right will be a 1U, as will be that corner. We are going to put the rotary encoder here, so we will not be soldering something up there. Also, if you're not also lurking in Frank's channel, you should. The man is a madman, and last night he went live on a bet with Appa and ended up with 100 followers because both Appa and Rocklina rated him, which was kind of amazing. He's pretty much my hero because he just streamed for barely an hour. He did a giveaway of an artisan keycap with a marbles race, and then he dipped. Oh yeah, and he's at 999 now. Let's go, dude. Go follow him. Let's give him a quick shout out, shall we? Little quick shout out. Elvin, you want to do that? I don't want to try to... He's not in chat right now, so I can't at him, but I don't want to misspell his name. But definitely, if any of you here right now have not watched Frank's work, he is a mod on my channel. He does great work, and he is hilarious and a great streamer, so definitely go check him out. Thank you, Elvin. I appreciate you. You're basically a mod on my channel as well. But I have not given you the sword. Okay, so we have what I would consider structural switches in. So these 4 are all confirmed 1-unit switches. These Milmax sockets are way shorter than the last ones I did. And by shorter, that means that they just stick significantly less through the PCB. I will show you. So the margins we're working with here are razor thin, meaning the odds of solder reflowing into this socket and like welding the switch into the socket are a little bit higher. So with that, the stakes have been raised, but I am a sucker for a challenge. So let's see how this goes. I told the client only order enough sockets for the PCB. Do not order extras, because if I mess this up, that's on me and I will provide extras. So if this goes wrong, we're gonna just have to move on to something else, and I will finish this later once my second set of sockets has come in. There should be a couple spares, so. First one's good. That's good luck. Let us heat this up a little bit higher. No, it's 380. That's pretty good. There we go. You just want to see it flow a little bit. Once that's happened, you're in the clear. So the trick here, by the way, and this is true for all soldering, but it's especially true right now. When you're soldering, you're not putting a glob of solder on the tip of your soldering iron and then touching it to the thing you want to solder, because that's a recipe for what's known as a cold solder joint, which is not as electrically conductive or possibly not electrically conductive, and can also snap off very easily. What you want to do is you want to heat up the two things that you're soldering together to the point where the solder melts from the heat on those rather than the iron itself, and that actually like chemically alters it so that it becomes it's like a weld where it becomes one, and then it's melted on there. So that's the key, and especially now, because if I just put a glob of solder on here and touched it down, it would be so big it would definitely just shoot right into the top of the socket, and that'd be game over for that switch. So I need to heat up the socket and the pad and then touch the solder to it. Okay. Gonna get a status report. Is Frank at 1,000? I'm gonna go check. It says 1K, but I don't know if that's because I know Twitch rounds, so who knows. Cool. It's a good joint when you can see the you'll suddenly see the solder flow around the socket. Oh, hey, that reminds me, guys. This was something that someone else had asked about earlier. Someone said, can you put a camera on your soldering iron? The answer is yes, but not right now. This just came in yesterday, and I'm very excited about it. It is it's a camera. It's an endoscope, so it's like a really tiny camera on a flexible wire. It's actually a very stiff wire, so it might encumber my soldering a little bit, but eventually I'm going to design and 3D print a clip for my soldering iron so that we can attach the endoscope to it so that I can cut to the solder cam if you guys want to see some really close-up detail of like how the soldering works. But anyways, that's coming soon. We'll sneak preview on this Wednesday grab bag in the grab basement. Okay. So far, so good. Let me just verify by popping out one of these switches. Right? I agree. Cool. I do like these Milmax sockets because they sit much more flush to the PCB and they don't lift up the switches all cattywampus. They're just way harder to solder. So this will be probably more time consuming than I originally thought. So we may or may not get to the Rama tonight. We'll see. But that's okay. If you want something done right, take your time. All right, I'm going to preload all these switches. And we'll do this in little batches. This one's bent. We'll fix that later. I know I'm not the first one to have a solder cam because I know I checked some old VODs because every time someone follows me that gets a shout out from people, I'm like, oh, who's this person if I don't recognize them? And I checked out Home Row, and he had a VOD up from a couple years ago where he had a solder cam, and I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. It's super low resolution, but it's at least a better angle. Also, if you're mil-maxing and you don't install the sockets on the switches, you should try it because it is a game changer for sure. Oop. All right, we got these ones all installed, so now let's go ahead and pop them in the board. And again, the switches are simply here to hold everything aligned with the plate. I really just want to make sure that the and it also holds them in. Like when I used to Mil-Max before, I would carefully stick the Mil-Max sockets in, and then I'd put a piece of electrical tape over them to hold them in. Don't do that. It melts the electrical tape because the sockets get really hot, and also it's just really frustrating to have to try to gently drop the sockets in. This works way better. Learn from my failings. That's the point of this channel. Sometimes posthumous failing and sometimes live. You get both. I guess posthumous implies that I am dead. Lessons I've already learned and lessons I am learning live. How about that? I am currently not dead. I should put a command in for that to check and see if I'm dead. Is there any risk that you accidentally... Yes, there absolutely is. So, yeah, good question. The major risk here is exactly that. It's that the solder flows rather than around the outside of the socket, but into the socket, which then not only solders the switch into the socket, but typically then also the socket is still stuck to the PCB. So now you've basically just made a non-hot swap switch, and the problem is the desoldering gun can't quite fit over the top of a Mil-Max socket because it's not as narrow as a through-hole component. So at that point, you kind of just gotta hope for the best. You know, you gotta let's see. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. So this one is supposed to be a 2.25. At that point, you got to use desoldering braid. You got to use a reflow station, which is like a heat fountain. There's some tools you can use, but you're kind of up a creek if you do that. So it might be a bit of a showstopper in your build process, but okay. So that one's going to be stabilized here. And then I believe the 1.25, yes, that one goes here. Worst case scenario here, I get the wrong ones. I'll just put in the extra sockets if there are any at the end of this. Let's see, let me make sure that this is right. So we have 1, 2, 3 down here. And then this is correct. I'm just trying to make sure all this is lined up. The bottom row is what's really critical right now. So we have the 2.25, which is stabilized here. Then we have the 1.25. And then I think... Let me grab some keycaps just to verify. Also, fun fact, when KeyBio sends you something, they usually include a little extra piece of PCB. And that is useful for measuring. I think it's in this bag. It's a couple Prevail stickers. There it is. So it's cool. It gives you some information, specifically the exact layout of a key switch, an MX style switch, but it also shows you how wide things are. There's a little ruler on here with unit numbers. Welcome to the bread basement. Hello, Appa. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we're still working with half an emote right now, but that's cool. All right. I believe this is 1.25U. Let's get a 2.25. That's true. I think if I had to pick which half made it through, I think that's the better one. Personally. Okay. What's up, Grid? Hold on. Quick. Pretend like my mod isn't streaming right now. Also, I said it before, but if you aren't following Frank right now, go over there and do that. There's a shout out a little bit above the ones I just did. He is great, and he is a great mod, but he is currently streaming. But go check him out. He just hit 1K. I know, I'm so proud of him. Okay. We are probably going to go a little bit rogue here, but I will check and make sure with the client that it's okay. The issue is that... Whoa. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. 505. The issue is that the layout on the bottom. So the one I was sent is 1U, 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 1.25, 1, 1.25, 2.25. But if you're using the 2.25 here and the 1.25 here, I don't think you can fit a 1U exactly. I think it has to be 1.25. Here, I'll lay it out the way that I think it has to go given the spacebar, and then I'll verify that that's okay. So I think a 1.25 here, and then I think this last one would be a 1U. Did I update my build command? I did. That first part might be a lie. I don't know if I will get to the Rama tonight, but I did get a little Rama pad in, and boy howdy do I have plans for it. That's going to be that little board. It's a 6-key macro pad. Is going to be solely dedicated for Bre related content, okay? So every key on it is going to do something Bre-ish. So prepare yourselves. Okay. Bre. I don't have a Bre command, so I just have to watch for it in chat, and then when people do it, I have to respond. Okay, let me real quick message my client and make sure that this is okay. It's a slight deviation from the requested layout because I don't think the requested one is strictly possible. You can spend those M6C money on a GMK set. You actually can. That is an expensive macro pad. But it is cute and purple. And you know what?
We take those.
And actually, I don't even think you could buy a base set for what a M6C. M6C is just the 6-key macro pad. It was $99 plus shipping, obviously. So, also, Grid, good to see you. How are you? How was your morning? All right. You can buy a lot of things with $99. You can buy a lot of base sets that aren't GMK for $99. That's for sure. Oops. Hold on. I need to... Cool. You can just like make a few macro pad. That's true. It's true. But can you make a Rama macro pad? Because you might be able to. That does actually remind me. Here's something that I wanted to talk about because a lot of people were, including myself. I'll be fair here. I was complaining about this too. The Rama Kate keycaps came out, right? Keycap set that I was excited about. I say was, like I'm not. But they are pretty expensive. $160 for a base set. And they come with like this plastic box, right? So really pretty keycaps. And I very much want some because I like the look of the shape. Like I love MT3. I think it's really cool. So I would love to get some of those, but they come with a plastic case and the case sells on its own for $60. So people were like, well, how come you forced me to spend $60 on a case when I could just spend $100 for the base set and not get the case? Well, I think the reason is because the case probably only costs a few dollars to make. A lot of people were pointing that out and saying, yeah, this is price gouging and I'm not here for it. But it made me think, I was thinking a little bit about this this morning. When you design a product, especially if you're a small company, because I believe Rama is like a couple people tops, you take a lot of your time to do that. And normally, if you're working a normal job, you're getting either a salary or you're paid by the hour. So every 2 weeks or so, you get a paycheck, you get money. If you're designing a product for sale, you could go months or even years before you see a paycheck. So not only are you trying to recoup the cost of producing the item you're selling, you're trying to recoup the cost of the tooling, which is a one-time cost, but it's a big cost. And you're trying to recoup the cost of your time that you spent like designing a product. So while $60 for a plastic case that probably costs $10 in manufacturing at the end of the day, that's a big markup, but also you're not just paying for the pure manufacturing time. They've probably done market analysis to figure out how many units they think they'll sell, and then they price it accordingly so that they get compensated for their time. So yeah, anyways, let's see. Let's try. Let me check. We're gonna try to put the 1U key near the spacebar. Unfortunately, I don't think that's possible because the there's a slice here that holds this like the closest this can go is 1.25. So technically, I think you could do a 1U key here, but then there's a bit of a gap right there, and then this is as close as it can go this way before it would actually collide here. So I guess this kind of has to be a 1.25 U key with the way that this PCB is laid out, as far as I can tell. SMH 150, but not enough for a full 40 sprint. Yeah, okay, that kind of annoyed me. I was like, if I'm paying 160 USD plus shipping from Australia, so probably close to 200, could I have maybe some little space bars, not just the big ones? I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, but give me some little space bars. There aren't even legends on those. Like, you're starting to see little space bars in base kits on GMK. Cool. Okay, so this is the layout we're going with. I believe it's the same number of keys. We've just kind of shuffled around the where the 1.25 and where the 1U keys are. Because I think this is the only layout that supports that. We have right down, left, right control, right GUI, right alt, spacebar. Cool. Let's get these ones soldered in. 5 head. Just melt the case to spacebars. Oh! Hey, grid, that's genius. We just melt down the case and we make our own spacebars. Why didn't I think of that? This is why they pay you the big bucks. If I ever design my own PCB, I want to find out who manufactures, like who the fabricators are for these PCBs, because they're so good. All right. Okay, grid. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out. You're a real one. Get your sleep. Why am I not using my fan of breathing? We will have to use it at an angle because I don't want to blow away all these sockets, but most likely PCB way. Okay. You would know. You are the PCB guy. Okay, I think that's all the ones that I had. Nope, nope. Okay. So far, we're doing great. I'm very pleased. Yeah. I think everything is going swimmingly. I do like these little tiny meal max sockets, but like I said, they're pretty delicate, so you got to be careful. Let us continue. Also, if anybody here sees me even come close to soldering a switch in this top right corner, flash my lights or do something, because that's supposed to be a rotor encoder, but I want to do it last because it's so tall. Okay? You know the drill. Exclamation point flash if you need to flash my lights. And because of that, now I can blame you guys if I do this wrong. Okay? That's the deal we've made. That's the binding contract. Oh, that one's bent too. Hey, there you go. You could tell I thought about it. I thought about putting it up there, but I didn't. Good, thank you. I appreciate it. Make sure all systems are working. Every emergency alert system needs to be tested. Well. That's an astute observation. Also, quick little shout out for Easy. How are you today? Appreciate you stopping by the stream. This is a pretty cool keyboard. I've actually built 3 of these before. One of them I have mil-maxed, and then so this will be my 4th Quefrency and my 2nd mil-maxed Quefrency. But there's a very cool PCB from Keeb.io that is split. You can also get stacked acrylic cases either from Keeb.io or I believe P3D has some as well. And it's cool. Yeah, you connect them together with a USB cable. The older models used an audio cable, so a TRRS cable, but you're okay procrastinating to get through the workday. Are you at work right now? Are you working late or in a different time zone? Different time zone. Oh, another Australian. Dude. There's so many cool Twitch streamers from Australia. You, Nintendo. I'm pretty sure Dabbling Layman's an Aussie. And Aussie, obviously. Aussie Obsessions. That's cool. I've been trying to steal all of Nintendo's slang. Like, how you going? Oh, you're East Coast? Who is it? Who am I thinking about? That's Australian. Bray.
Bruh.
Somebody else. Yeah, for sure. I apologize. That was some friendly fire. How dare I accuse you of being not from the East Coast? I feel like of all the countries people could like say that I'm from that I'm not, Australia is like the least offensive though. It's a pretty chill country. Who could be mad about it? Other than the fact that I'm pretty sure y'all are the ones that started the toilet paper panic buying thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but according to the internet historian, it was Australia that started panic buying toilet paper first. What is up, Trixie? Warm thoughts, Nang, Aussie, thick tack talk. Yeah. There was somebody else, though, that I thought was like... I can't remember. They might not like being compared to their ex-prison nation. Oh, I see what you're saying. A British person wouldn't want to be like, you're Australian. What a testament to their optimism. It's like, you tried to put us in prison, but instead we're having a great time. Okay, let me check my... Okay, we're doing full-size backspace here. We ain't splitting nothing. I really want to visit. But if y'all could do me a huge favor, if I ever come visit Australia and just like move the spiders for a minute, you know, so that I can just come there and not worry about it, that would be fantastic. I would highly appreciate it. Just move them to the side for a second. Doing okay. Really tired tonight, so kind of quiet. Fair enough. Everybody got to recharge. But for real though, I ain't about a huntsman hopping around while I'm trying to sleep, okay? So just move them aside for a second. The spiders are fine. If you see spiders around, it means there's no drop bears. Okay. The drop bear. That's the mythical, super dangerous. I've seen that video of the like what was it, like a zookeeper or somebody who handed a koala to... He had someone put on like body armor and told them that it was a drop bear and it was incredibly dangerous, but it was just a koala. And it was like, all right. It was really funny though, really hyped it up, and the guy was freaking out. Huntsmen are the least of your worries as far as spiders are concerned. Oh, really? I don't know if I want to ask, but do tell. What's the most of my worries? I do actually, to be fair, I have heard that. I've heard that they're kind of a bro spider. Like they eat bugs, which is a good thing. So that's kind of nice. I feel the same way about those barn spiders. You know what I'm talking about with the giant abdomen? Funnel webs, redbacks, and whitetails. You have a spider called a whitetail? That's crazy. We have a deer. All right, let's give this a solder up. I kept a black widow in a jar for almost a year, and it was very difficult finding bugs to feed it during the winter because it gets very cold here. Like, I don't know what this would be in Celsius, but it was like minus 15 Fahrenheit. So how dare you? But also, you're right. My cousin taped a spider to the wall like 20 years ago, and it's still taped there. What the heck? That's weird. Okay. I feel like that's way weirder than keeping a black widow in a jar. You know what's cool about black widows?
We tape those.
Black widows are cool because you can tell when they're hungry because their abdomen shrivels up like a raisin. So that was when we were like, okay, we need to find some flies, like stat. Here's and let me tell you the sad story of my black widow. Okay, I kept that thing in a jar. I kept it on my desk at work, and then okay, Appa, I'll see you in a second. And then we would feed it bugs. And then every once in a while, it would like there'd be too many carcasses because you know they like dissolve the inside and then drink the dissolved insides, and they leave the outsides. So there would just be a bunch of those at the bottom of the jar. So we figured out that if we put the black widow in the refrigerator for like 10 minutes, she'd get really slow, and then we could get her out of the jar without her like running all over the place. So we put her in a different jar, and then we clean her little jar out. Well, I left for like 1 week, and my coworker left my black widow in the refrigerator for like 4 days, and it did not survive. So That was a bummer. That's how my Black Widow died. I also got banned on YouTube because I was live streaming the jar, and overnight it would just be like black because there was nothing going on and I had no lights. And and then YouTube was like, "You've been live streaming like nothing content 8 hours at a time every single day," and they banned my YouTube channel. So there you go. What's up, Rolly? Good to see you. Quick shouts out to Rolly. Happy to have you here. Welcome to the
Bruh basement.
Don't worry, the Bruh basement only has Black Widows in it. Context is overrated. Okay, I have a confession. I've never had boba. I am a huge texture person when it comes to food. And for some reason, the idea of horking down a ball of tapioca through a giant straw does not appeal to me. But everybody seems to love it, so I feel like I need to. Like, I guess. Like, I should try it out before I judge it. Filet, was that too offensive? Are you out now? Can't deal? Oh, okay. I mean, to be fair, I don't hate it. I've just never tried it. I'm more like squeamish about it than anything. It's everything I want to hear more. What's up, King Demi? You can have boba without the balls. Well, then what is it? Is it just like milk tea? What is? I thought boba was specifically the little balls. Cause like, are you just having tea then? It's just milk tea. Okay. Wait, by blended, do they actually like destroy the little tapioca so that it's like more homogenous? Because that seems maybe more what I would want. I don't know. I just imagine how I envision this going down is that I get my gigantic straw and I start sucking on that thing, and then a boba ball shoots into my mouth and I choke on it. That's what I'm imagining. So, Okay. All right. Maybe next stream I will try to go get some boba and bring it in and we'll try it, okay? And I will give you my official review. You can get it blended or iced. Okay. All right. Yeah, Appa, we're done talking about bugs. We're talking about boba now. Huh? Oh, my wife just offered to film me trying some boba. So, yeah, I was just talking about how I've never had it before and the idea of it scares me, that I would just be like horking down some tapioca spheres through a giant straw, but we'll try it. So you go to get boba from a boba store and you can get it with or without the boba. I'll take some boba with no boba, please. First time you tried it, you did choke? That's what I'm worried about. That's the fear. But yes, don't worry, Appa. We've cleaned the bugs out of the bread basement. Thai tea blended. Here's the dangerous part about mil-maxing is that typically when you've soldered a board, I mean, here's one of the dangerous parts. Typically when you've soldered a board, you can just plug it in and test it, right? Well, if you've missed a solder on a mil-max build, it might still work when you do a switch hitter because it might be tightly fit enough, like press fit, that it still technically closes the circuit. So you really have to check visually to make sure that you did it. I'm trying to get you passionate about me, Rolly. Okay. There we go. Maybe one day. That sounds like not a no. It doesn't sound like a no. That's all I'm saying. All right, I think we're doing full size enter. Sorry, filet. I just saw that. My wife has tried boba before, and she does like it. But also for context, everybody, I live in Montana, so like the availability of foods that are not distinctly Western is slim at best. I don't think we have a boba place here. And you can imagine what Montana boba might look like. It's probably got bison in there. You didn't know there was a Montana in Australia? There is? If there is, I haven't heard of it. Easy few, can you confirm or deny? Is there a Montana in Australia? Or is that just a USA thing? People do love bison here, though. It's like everywhere you go, it's like if there's news to me. Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm messing back, my dude. It is funny though how sometimes when people, it's like people will, if people aren't like not if like non-native English speakers, let me put it that way, will sometimes not know like where an English speaker's accent is from. So I have had people ask if I'm from the UK or Australia, which I think is funny. So sorry, I tend to be pretty, I don't know. I don't get reactive very much, which means that I am simply cut out to be a React streamer. So I should probably get myself on live stream fails right now. But no, it is funny how people will sometimes, non-English, native English speakers will be like, oh, are you from Australia? I'm like, no, but I want to visit. But yeah, no, it is good. I like Montana. Definitely don't want to leave. But I probably have the most, like, I don't know. I have like, I'm the least Montanan, if that makes sense. Like, I don't really like hiking. I'm terrified of horses. I do snowboard a lot, so I guess that qualifies me because we have some of the biggest ski and snowboard resorts in North America here. But yeah, I don't know, man. I like to stay inside and like do stuff on the computer. 5-liter jug. You're the least Californian. I hate the beach. I hate the city. I like lakes. Well, then you should go to Northern California. Dude, fishing's the bomb, I will say. I do like fishing. Like, when I was a kid, I hated it because I was like, this is the most boring thing in the world. I'm literally just sitting here waiting for the stupidity of an animal. But it's so great. I love it now. I hate heat as well. I can always put on more layers. Dude, Filet, just come to Montana. This sounds like the place for you, okay? Snowboarding season soon, though. Yay. I'm so excited. I did not go at all last year because there were a lot of, like, intense COVID restrictions at the snowboarding, the ski resorts here. But this year I'm planning to. You can move into the bread basement. Yes, sir. Okay, I have a story. I hadn't thought about this in a while. So, when I was in high school, I got a scholarship. And through that scholarship, I met people from all across the U.S. It was like a national thing. We all met up in Atlanta, and I met this guy he's from Las Vegas. He went to school in New York, I believe, or like Connecticut, somewhere up in the East, for acting. And he was actually in a Swedish Fish commercial, which is pretty cool. But anyways, he was on this giant road trip across the U.S., and he was on his motorcycle. He was like filming a documentary, but he was coming through Montana. And I texted him because I was like, yo, I saw you're coming through my state. You should come hang out with me. So he did. And he's like, what's the most Montana thing we could possibly do? And it was, I was meeting him up with him after work. So it was later in the day. And I'm like, well, I mean, maybe like go to Yellowstone National Park or something, but we don't really have time for that. So I took him fishing up to the reservoir near where I live. And we're up there fishing, and we were there for probably 2 hours until we finally, last cast, he catches a trout. Not a huge trout, maybe like just over 12 inches. Reels that bad boy in, and then he's sitting there looking at it, and he's like, what do we do? What do we do now? And I was like, well, we got to kill it if we're going to eat it, or we got to throw it back. And he was like, well, I want to eat it. So I was like, all right, well, then you need to kill it. And he just looks at me and he's like, I just realized every fish I've ever bought at a grocery store had to be caught and killed. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's how this works. But he plucked up the courage, and then we fried that bad boy up and made fish tacos, and it was delicious. So I thought that was kind of funny, though, just like taking someone up to the mountains and like, I don't know, there's something about like, now I know this is like, not everybody likes, killing animals. And I really hate the mistreatment of animals, like giant farms of them or whatever. But here it's like a lot of people hunt just for food. And so like my in-laws do that. And so every year we go out, shoot some grouse or an elk, or I think my father-in-law has a moose tag this year. And then you get food for the winter. And that's what a lot of people do. So it's definitely a different relationship with it. But is he a bloodthirsty maniac? Maybe. It was funny too, because I don't want to get too graphic, but the way that you usually kill a fish is that you bonk it on the head. And so I handed him my knife, which was in the scabbard, and I was like, you just hit it with the handle on the head, put him on a stump and hit him on the head. Quick, kills them immediately. But he was holding it weird so that the knife flew out of the sheath while he was swinging it. So it completely chopped the head off the fish, and then it hit me in the leg, but it got fish blood all over my leg. And he was freaking out because he thought that he had just like sliced my calf off. And so he's like absolutely panicking. But it was funny. It didn't hurt me at all. It's pretty funny. So a head spike. Yeah, that works pretty well too, for sure. Anyways, let's get back to soldering and not talking about killing things. Unless we're talking about killing bugs, and then it's okay with Appa. As long as we do that. That's a good question, though. Are you the smash the spider, or are you the I hate this spider, but I'm still going to take it outside kind of person? Outside to eat the mosquitoes? Yes, yes. Dude, spiders are great. They do such good work. Sometimes I don't even take them outside because I'm like, you're in my house eating the mosquitoes. Sorry, Appa, we're already back on spiders. I'm sorry. This is probably why we haven't seen her in a second. No kill unless it's dangerous. Okay, I mute. Okay, we'll stop. We'll stop. We'll stop. Almost won an 80 Works keycap. Where? On Frank's stream? Is he doing a giveaway that I am not in right now? Max on deck. Oh, okay, okay, cool. Nice. Dude, Dabbling Layman, you were on fire the other day in Trixie's stream. You won like 1,000 things. I was very impressed. And by that, I mean like 2 or 3. That's still pretty good. All I win are L's, Sag. You collector of L's. I feel that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Yeah, I got pretty close on Frank's marble race. I think I got second on one race, but then I got yeeted on the other map, and in a Grand Prix, that's bad. Bought stuff for Racing Sim. One of your monitors is 60 hertz. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You need a higher refresh rate? Is that what you're saying? So I want a triple monitor game racing, but I'd only be able to play at 60 hertz. To be fair, are you asking your graphics card to put out 3 monitors worth of racing content at over 60 hertz? Because if that's true, what kind of monster are you running, my guy? Dang, son. Okay. Respect. $30.80. Okay, nice, nice, nice. I dropped a socket. Hold on. Hold up. Where's my phone? This is what I was hoping to avoid. Ah. Whew. Wait, if you like The Office, check out Frank's stream per moment. Okay, I do like The Office, so I'm gonna go look. Come on, class, let's go on a field trip. Oh my gosh, Frank. Frank almost killed me just now. Bruh. What a guy. That was a privilege. We are privileged to be on the same platform as that man. I'll just say it. Frank is the best. That was crazy. I accidentally flicked a socket off of this switch, and I heard it bounce off 2 walls, and it landed back on my desk.
Bruh.
That was lucky. Okay. Oh, hey, let's do an experiment, guys. You want to watch my content on Frank's channel?
You need a touch more of a pause at the end. Yeah, I agree. So I need
Right.
to figure out a way to do the transition a little bit nicer so I can... I don't have to worry.
That was fun. Shout out to Frank for putting the Brea clip on there. It was Breaception. Okay, we're getting close. This is the last switch for this side, and then we can do the rotary encoder. And nobody had to flash me to remind me. Because I'm just that good. Then we test this half. All right. I think the thunderstorm is back. So, once again, my disclaimer still stands. If I suddenly disappear, it's because I was struck by lightning. Okay. That side looks good. Let's give it a testorino. I wonder what V is going to say if we only plug in half. The nice thing about this keyboard is you can actually plug it in on either side. So there is that. I believe this is correct. Yes. Whoop. Every key that we intended to solder is working. Great. You know what we say to that?
We take those.
We take them. All right, let's pop all these switches off. And let's proceed to the other side. If you'll follow me this way, class, we're going to proceed to the other side. I feel like I'd be a terrible teacher. My mom always wanted me to be a teacher. She's a teacher. My mom is an English teacher. Well, she can do anything. She's taught high school math, most elementary grades. But anyways, she always wanted me to be a teacher, but I was like, I don't know if I have the patience for that or the talent. Oh, the last thing we need to do is solder in the encoder, actually. No way I could teach. I feel you there. Couldn't do that. I'd be yeeting kids left and right. So many kids would be yoked. I shouldn't be saying this. Okay. So for years, probably like 3 or 4 years, I was a youth leader at my church. And so I was in charge of dealing with mostly high school, but sometimes the junior high kids. Which, that age group scares me. I like little kids. I used to work with little kids in like a nursery kind of thing. But my wife wanted to work with the high school kids at her church, and I was like, listen, if it means I can spend time with you, fine, I'll do it. So for a few years we did that, and every year we'd have a summer camp. So we'd all go up to a lake and we'd, jump on the blob, do typical youth group things. But this one year, this might be soldered in, but I'm not 100% sure. This one year, nope, it's not, thank goodness. We had a particularly rowdy group of kids. And the way it worked was that every leader was assigned to a cabin with a specific group of kids. And my particular cabin group was being very obnoxious one night. They were throwing things. They knocked a painting off the wall and broke the frame. Various things. And I had it up to my ears. I was very tired that night. And I don't know where this came from. Well, I know exactly where it came from. It comes from my dad. I've never said these words before in my life, but I yell from the top bunk, "Quit your horsing around. I don't want to hear another sound out of you." And I shut off all the circuit breakers because they were right next to where my bed was because they kept turning on the lights. And I've never in my life used the phrase, "quit your horsing around." But the spirit of my dad, who's not dead, but his spirit still came over me and possessed me, and I yelled at those children, and ever since then they all called me Uncle Nathan. So I don't know, I guess I have a talent for yelling at children. But so I guess what I'm saying is we're officially rebranding this to Uncle Nathan's Bread Basement. because that doesn't sound like a that doesn't sound like a PR nightmare at all. Elvin objects. He'd rather just call it the Brea basement. You don't want Uncle Nathan's Brea basement. That's not good. Okay. Encoder is encoding. I heard Brea. Oh,
Bray.
you mean on Frank's stream? Because there is a Brea command on Frank's stream that I have been liberally using. We're saying that I'm rebranding the channel, Appa, to Uncle Nathan's Brea basement. Because all the kids in my youth group called me Uncle Nathan after I yelled at them. That's what's going on right now. Just for context. Oh, we already used this plate. We need the other plate. There we go. See? Way less intimidating once you see how few switches we actually need to put in. Also, that little bag. So half the sockets came from Prevail, and half of them came from KeyBio because apparently there's maximum order sizes, which I think is crazy. That they limit you on how many switches you can have when you're or sockets because you're gonna need a lot of them. Okay, so 1.25, 1.25, 1.25, 1.25, and 2.25. That seems perfect. Okay. I just saw your message, Layman. I have 2 kids, constant state of yeet. That's great. Congrats, though. 2 kids, that's great. Great. Okay. Let's get those soldered up real quick. Yeah, dude, I feel that. I've definitely thought that, like, for me, when I get to that point, I think 2 is max. I grew up with 2 sisters, which was good, but I think my wife grew up with 1 brother, and I'm like, that's a great idea. If you can manage it, have a 1 boy, 1 girl. Or just 2 kids, and also relatively close in age. Because here's the thing. My sister, so my older sister is like 13 months older than me. So we were really close to the same age. But then I had a younger sister as well, who was like 4 years. Yeah, she's 3 years younger than me, which is still good. Like I'm happy that I have a little sister, but it was like when we were at least little kids and you're fighting a lot, it's like having someone so significantly younger can kind of be hard. So I think like 2 kids back to back and then call it a day. Side note, finally Googled boba since that is all Appa talks about, and apparently there are a dozen places around me. Amish country, Pennsylvania, to get it. Oh, cool. Get yourself some Amish boba. Dude, Amish country is really interesting. I drove from Montana to New York when my sister moved for college, or for her PhD actually. Which my little sister, by the way, is a gosh darn genius, and she is currently getting a PhD at Cornell. But anyways, I drove her all the way up to New York when she was moving, and definitely drove through some Amish Pennsylvania, and it was very interesting. They were like, I was driving a moving truck on the side of the road, and on the side of the road, there were like horses and carriages. What's going on here? It's the ANSI in there. Okay, cool. Great. Perfect. All right, and then are we doing a stepped caps lock? Let's check. No, we are not. XDA. Okay. Cool. All right, we are getting there. We're doing a whole series of 1.25U across the bottom here, and then we'll just do the 2.25. Let me verify that that works. There's that guy. And there's that guy. Perfect. Let's get this soldered up real quick. All right. When you do those, are you moving the solder all the way around? Yeah, it just flows on its own. So if the socket and the pad are sufficiently hot, you'll see it just kind of sit there. And I'll zoom in and do one really up close, but you'll see it suddenly just wick around the outside, which is fantastic. And it means that you can get this done without a ton of repositioning. It's also dangerous because it could easily wick into the top. Okay. And unlike the other style of Milmax socket, these ones, you're ambitiously planning out your first 7305 for your first build, my guy. Okay. Well, hopefully this is helpful to you then, and I will once I get these next ones popped in, I will do a very close-up version so you can see. Heck, I might even plug in that endoscope real quick. Nah, I don't think I could get it attached to the soldering iron, but dude, that's wild. You got this though. I'm a believer. Are you gonna stream it? I actually don't even know if you stream. If you do, I'm gonna follow you and then I'm gonna watch. Whoop. You dropped one. Please hold. Oh, I'm already following you. Cool. All right, let me find that socket real quick. Dang it. I found it, I picked it up, and then I smacked my hand on the underside of the desk and dropped it again. Well, I'll search it for it some more if we need it, but it's probably better to not use it right off the bat anyways, just because I want these things to be as clean as possible. Burned out streaming games. Did one looming streaming was super chill. Yeah, dude, I tried my first game stream last week on Wednesday, and it was very stressful. Like the worst part for me was like not knowing when to be done. Yo, what's up, Grayson? Sir G Law, my boy. How are you? If you're looking for crypto advice, this is the guy. For real though, he's already made me like $1,000 just by telling me what to buy. So, yeah, games are hard. A build has natural beginning, middle, and end. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I was just like, when do I stop when I was playing Satisfactory? Yo, Grayson, we got to play some Sea of Thieves soon, too. I haven't played that game since the last time you and I did. Sea of Thieves is fun. Wear a pirate hat. I will. I'll dress up like a pirate and play Sea of Thieves on stream. I'm so bad at it. I still remember. I gotta tell this story because it's adorable. They just come out with a new campaign with Jack Sparrow. That's cool. That's really cool. I want to try that. So I was playing Sea of Thieves with my wife for the first time, and she had never played before. And I was yelling, like, we were in a bigger ship. I can't remember what the sizes are called. The one that's the second from the smallest, the middle one. And I needed her to raise the sails. And so I'm yelling like, hoist the sail, raise the sail, because we're coming up on shore real fast and I'm on the steering wheel or whatever you call it. And she's just kind of the brake. Yeah, yes, exactly. And she's just kind of looking at me blankly, and then she goes, "Do you mean make them little?" And I was like, "Yes, please." Please make them little. Yeah, we crashed anyways, but it was great. It was super fun. So that phrase has entered my vocabulary as a permanent fixture. Make them little. Frank is doing a numpad test.
Game Boy cartridge again? Thank you, Tentationals. One of these two. How about this? I'll give out one of these two today.
He's doing a giveaway.
I claimed the red one. Yeah, if you win, you can claim whichever you want of those two.
Oh, dude, they have a number version?
30 seconds.
What a guy.
Type in the Senor Francisco, yes, see. Ya me voy mimis. Oh my goodness. You guys can type in the prediction. I'm not doing a
Oh, we're predicting?
prediction right now. Ready? 30 seconds.
I'm going to distract him.
How do I delete?
There's no backspace.
How do I go back? Fuck. Back in Oh no.
This is fantastic. Go, Frank, go. Oh, how long is this test? This is eternal.
I don't have a delete button on this. Oh my god.
Thanks, Frank. That's so good. I didn't know they did that. That's pretty cool. I also saw Monkey Type has a thing called Tribes now where you can do basically like a head-to-head with a bunch of people and see who could type the fastest. I thought that was pretty cool. Is it really a Sea of Thieves session if you don't run into an island? Probably not. Oh, the islands I've run into. Thank you for the follow, Haas. That is oddly similar to another name. Probably a bot. Should we bully this bot? Haas 00311 exclamation point. If you are not a bot, type bre into the chat right now. Oh, he a bot. You know what the worst part about all these bots is that my the lights flash whenever I get a follow happens universally, whether I'm streaming or not. So like a bot will just follow in the middle of the night, and then I'll wake up and all my lights are on in the office, and I'm like, what happened? Oh yeah, a bot. Thanks, bot. I need to. Yes. It's because I wrote it and I'm lazy. So that is one thing that definitely needs to happen. You banned so many bots this past week. Yeah. Getting trolled IRL by bots. Filet. Just follow and unfollow. I actually think that'll work. If you follow and unfollow, I think it would still trigger. Obviously, you can always just go into... I didn't know this, but even if a channel's offline, you can go in the chat. So that's the thing. I mean, I shouldn't be revealing this on stream, but you could go into my chat... my chat whenever you want and just type !flash and it would work. I shouldn't have said that. That's a silly piece of information to put out on the internet. Oh no. Oh no, no. Imagine getting followed by 1 million bots. My lights would never be the same. I would just turn the bot off, frankly. Easy come, easy go. Get him out of here. Okay. Let us get these ones soldered up. And then check. Make sure I'm doing all this correctly. Caps lock. We need the full shift on this side, and then we have the bottom row correct. Great. We're really close, everybody. And then we'll plug it all back in and test it one last time. And we'll call it a day. 7 extra sockets if you can't find it. Thank you. Great. Oh, actually, I was going to zoom way in so you could see me solder one of these sockets. So let's do that real quick. We already soldered that one? No. Okay. Okay. So here is as close as I can get it. Here's how it works. So the soldering iron sits against the PCB like this. See, it just kind of wicked around there. Yeah, exactly. Cool. How many builds did I do before I started offering build service? I probably did maybe 20 or 30. I built some for friends and family, just for free. And then I did a bunch of personal stuff before I realized I could offer services. And once I realized that I could build keyboards and not have to keep them, it was a revelation. Because I hadn't even considered build services until much later. I just built them because it was fun, but I was like running out of space for all my keyboards, and I was like, oh, I can keep building them and not have to find space for them. The other nice thing is sometimes you, yeah, ultimately, I don't want a crazy collection. Yeah, for sure. I just want to build. That's my thing too. And the other cool thing is like, if you've built lots of boards for people, you start to understand what you like more. Like, you know, some interesting boards will come through that maybe you wouldn't have purchased, but then you're like, oh, that's actually really nice. I might get one of those. Did you see the cat one? Yes, I did. I don't like the little butthole. I think it would have been funny if it had been on just the plate, because then you wouldn't see it, but they put it on the back too, and I was like, come on. Also, it's totally a meme keyboard. Like, no one's buying that because well, maybe they are. I'm not going to blanket statement, but it's like, come on, that's a meme keyboard if you've ever seen one. And wasn't it like pretty expensive? It was like $200 or $300. Oh, that's true. Okay. 530 Jeepers. Okay. That's a lot. That is too much for a meme. I bet part of the reason is that they're probably not gonna make a lot of them because I probably are wisely assuming not a lot of people are gonna buy them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I only need 4 more. Great. So we will not be sound testing this because the client is going to do the stabilizer tuning and the PCB, like the full assembly building. So we will just be modding this PCB and then moving on. All right. Last one. And then we will be able to find out if any of my solder leaked into the sockets. Great. I need to find a smarter lube station. Yeah, so I agree. I have 3 lube stations for that exact same reason. The one that I like the most is this one from Space Cables or Space Holdings, because I don't like, the one thing I would change about this is take away the little stem holders because I never use them. I just use little plastic deli containers to hold all the parts, but I like that it holds a ton of them, and that it's a pretty efficient layout. I was using this, but this one is like 40% useless because I don't use this whole half of it. So this one works a lot better for me. The only problem I have with this is like that game Perfection. If you remember that, where when you push down on a switch to snap it closed, sometimes it pops and then everything comes out of place. But I could put more rubber feet on it. The best lube station for bulk lubing is the Monster Gear one. I do see that one a lot. Yeah, that one seems pretty nice. All right, we're going to do a quick visual pat down here. An ocular pat down. Looks good. I want one with no stem or spring holders. Agreed. That's exactly what I want. Okay, let's test this half. Let's just confirm too that this is correct. There should be 4 down here plus the 1 spacebar. Yep, because this could be split, but we're not doing that. So excellent. Well, I believe that is that. Let me confirm with the client that this is good. All right, let me pull these switches out as well just to make sure that none of them are stuck. Sometimes they feel like they're stuck, but what's actually happened is that the plastic has actually melted a little bit to the socket. So dabbling, if you are experiencing that, just know that maybe try a little bit more force, because that can sometimes happen. In fact, sometimes you'll see little melted patches or like little rings. You can kind of see them on here. Sometimes there'll be little rings where it kind of turned white, like it got really hot on the plastic, the nylon or whatever, polycarbonate, whatever the bottom housing happens to be. Great. That is officially hot swappable. Let's really quick fix these 4 switches that ended up with bent legs, just so they can go back in peace. Woohoo! Right? Oh. Sorry, I missed a whisper, but let's check. Let's connect these two just to verify that everything works. We can still use the tweezers of truth for this. We don't need the switches. Durgod Fusion keyboard. Can you hit me with the link there, Filet? I want to see this. It's a pre-built? Okay. All right, so let's pull up VIA real quick just to verify that this still works. All right. Let's go to the key tester. Let's test the matrix. It did change my volume. which means the encoder is working. This side's working. Checking the sockets. These are working. This side's working. Great. So the interconnect is working because keys on this side are working, even though I'm plugged in on the left side. The right half is still firing. So, great. If that seems good, then we are good to go. I'm going to test all the sockets that I put in real quick just to make sure. You can never be too thorough. Okay. Great. We're good. Alrighty, everybody. Let's check this keyboard out that Filet just sent me. Oh, I've seen this. This is really cool. This is super cool. Okay, we'll get all this stuff packaged up nicely. That's super sweet. Is it hot swap? Let's see. It's Bluetooth. I mean, I guess it'd be if you got the burr gun, you can swap it out. That's pretty cool, though. I do like the look of that a lot. Very cool. You have to desolder it. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, though, that's super doable. Filet, do you have a desoldering apparatus, whether it's the gun or the suction cup thing? Yeah. The burr gun. It's so good. Okay. That was the first order of business. So let's move on. Sockets, FR4 plates, etc. These are the little brass standoffs that are used to hold everything properly. Slide those back in there. And then all the extra components. So yeah, we are GTG. I'll finish packing that off stream. Let's put this back. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna bust out the Rama pad. That's not mine. That is a pudding cup that my wife put there. Patness. Hello, Patness. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me on the stream today. Let's reel in my solder. I don't need my soldering iron anymore. Oh, Patness with the founder's badge too. Look at you. For sure. How's your day going, Patness? The next order of business is the RamaWorks M60C or M6C. And boy howdy, we got accessories. Also, you're doing good, working right on. We got Mint Linears. Shouts out to Dino Keys. Go to Dino Keys for all of your Mint Linear needs. These are great. I put them in my Rama Kara, so I figured I'd put them in my Rama macro pad. Like I said earlier, this is specifically going to be the Bre pad. This will be used for Bre related purposes only. Nintendo, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Appreciate the lurk and the peepo arrive. All right, let's get out this little PCB. We're building a little macro pad. We just finished mil-maxing a Quefrency. But this is the macro pad I'll be using for Bre related purposes. So, first of all, I didn't even know they sent switches with these. These are box royals. I have used box royals in the past. Not my favorite switch, but it's cool. That's cool that they even sent you any. Like, I wasn't expecting that, so very, very cool. Let's grab out. Yeah, look at this PCB. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Hot swappable Kale Chalk sockets. Also, if y'all aren't following Nintendo, you definitely should. He's a great streamer. The man has more OBS scenes than I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's just super fun to hang out and chill with him. Cozy vibes and wholesomeness for sure. So every day when I get to work, I hope for two things. I hope that Nang is streaming, and I hope that Elvin is streaming. Those are the two that are usually on when I come to work, and I just pop both of those tabs open, and I just vibe. I did that this morning, and it was a good day. Yes, the man with the golden voice. Also, he's got me like 30 seconds from buying Garden Story for my Switch. So, definitely influential. Okay. I've read zero instructions, but I'm making wild assumptions right now. This PCB fits in here. We got some screws. 1 plus 1 equals fun. I think this seems reasonable to me. We're just gonna freaking... Also, which way... This... Oh, it goes this way. Right? Yes. There it goes.
Bruh.
I have to do that manually because I don't have a command for it. It is purple. I thought it would go nicely with two reasons for that. A, my color gradient goes from orange to purple. And B, they only had purple in stock. What an honor to have a manual command. Your wish is my command. Your breath is my command.
Bruh. Bruh.
Appa's bullying me. All right, let's put the keycaps in. Hello? Hello? How's it going? I don't know. We may never know. I don't know what, don't know where I came from. I don't know where I'm going. But all I know is I'm having fun along the way. Getting bullied by Appa. Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. Build is done. Appreciate you being here. That was a really fast build. Appa secretly Fire Nation. I'd buy it. I'd buy that for $1. All right, RamaWorks M6-B. I thought this was an M6-C. That's what I put in my build command. What's going on? Born in July, summer, Leo, fire. Same. I too was born in July. Look at that. 27th. Oh, no way, Appa. That's ridiculous. Boop, 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 boop. Hey. Oh, hold on. It doesn't work on the scene.
Bruh.
You know what's even more serendipity? Is that my wife's birthday is also July 27th. Same as mine. Which is very convenient because I don't have to remember squat. I just got to remember the anniversary and the birthday. Okay. Right? It is nice. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, everybody. I'm thinking we're going to try to program this to be macros rather than... Here's a question that I have, though. Like, if I do Alt... Oh, yeah. This changes everything. Okay. Let me tell you about how I've programmed this thing. This thing is programmed with F13 through F24, which are technically viable Windows keys. They just aren't used for anything typically. They used to be on some of the older keyboards that had like tons and tons and tons of rows, but they're not so much used anymore. However, you can bind them to stuff in Streamlabs. What I didn't know is if like a modifier like Alt F13 did something, or if it would just trigger like normal. It's totally a separate thing. So I'll just program this to like F1 through like Alt F13 through Alt F 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I don't know, 13 through 18. And there you go. They are super clutch. I agree. Alt F13, etc. Perfect. What that means though is that I can get another one of these if I need more and do like Control F13 through F24. You know, like, and then Control Alt. Like there's so many. I could have so many. I could get an entire ortholinear keyboard and fill it with shortcuts. Oh, OBS had conflicts. Let's try that real quick. You're not gonna be able to see this, but my let's go settings, hotkeys. Let's change in talking Alt F13 or F22. Did that not work? It's not working. Hotkeys for the... Oh, it's in default. There we go. Done. Hey, it works. So far, no conflicts.
Bruh.
That is nightmarish. Don't ever let me do that again. If I ever get like that, somebody stop me. Okay. All right. We're going to remove those. Perfect. So we have... No. We have a path forward.
Bruh.
All we got to do now is figure out how to make macros in VIA, which I believe is fairly straightforward. I'm pretty sure all we got to do is look up the scan codes. Scan... Oh, or the QMK key codes. I'll show you what I'm talking about. There's a full list of QMK key codes if my internet will load it, that we can use. And I believe if we're setting up a macro, that all we got to do in VIA is do like, it would be alt. Which one's alt? Is it KC alt? Left alt? Probably. Oh, L alt? KC L alt, I believe. Maybe underscore L alt. I think this is the one we want. It's the hold down of that. I'm setting up a macro and then KCF13. KC. Let's see. Let's check, because I'll show you what I'm doing. It's in VIA right now. I'm trying to type this macro in. So like alt plus F4 macro VIA, just to get an example. Please hold. Do. How to make macros with VIA configurator. A Reddit thread. Oh. I think this will work. So this will be macro 0. So if we assign this in the key map to macros 0, will this do alt F13? Let's find out. Let's go back into my settings and we will bind something to something. Do I know what I'm doing? I don't know. Oh, and my Streamlabs is frozen. See, I like Streamlabs. I think it's good, and I think it's simpler than OBS, but I think you can't do quite so much, and also it'll freeze every once in a while, which really is annoying. Oh, but there's a clip now. Oh, come on. That is a good clip. Thanks for clipping that. Oh, interesting. Whoa. Patness typed something very interesting into my chat. I'm so impressed with people who can type in multiple languages on a keyboard. For real. All right. Well, while we wait for my OBS to stop being a dumb. One thing that I also want to try. I think so, yes. And I'm not sure what it is. I don't actually recognize it. Very cool. Nintendo with the notes. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down. Is that how you say OBS? That's really cool. Thai? Maybe. Pat calling me mean things? Wow, how dare she? But another thing that I want to try is designing it's Thai and it means nothing. I don't know if it means nothing, Patness. Google Translate will be the judge of that. Oh, she said you were nothing. Drama on stream? Okay, let's bind this to. Oh my gosh. That was terrible. It did every single keystroke that I typed in. Like, she meant nothing less than amazing. Everyone's bullying in here. So much bully. That's true. I think it would be a crime to assume Patness said anything other than something wholesome. All right, let's go back into here and let's try to update my macros. Because it typed every single keystroke in here. Oh, I see. We need these brackets. Single tap chord. Okay. So we need KC right alt KC F13. That's what we're gonna do for this macro. Bye-bye, Nang. Thanks for coming. Unless you're not actually leaving. But you should. Okay. All right. Let's see if that worked. All right. This is like just watch an old man try to... It freaking worked, guys. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I'm not in the right scene for this. Oh. Oh, yes.
The levels of bruh.
To which this stream shall ascend. I can't even tell you. So all we need to do now is go back to our macros, copy this thing, go to this macro, we're going to do 14. Go to this macro, we're going to do 15. Go to this macro, we're going to do 16. That's 4 of them. 17 and 18. We got to save all these. Oh, we didn't save any of these. 17, dang it. 16. What are the levels of bruh? Well, I have a lot of ideas, actually. The 7 levels of bruh. I've only got 6 keys, but we could do... We'll figure it out. 14, save. Okay, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then key map, macro 1, macro 2, macro 3, macro 4, macro 5. Okay, there's your tutorial. If you want to make a chord, which is what they call it when you hit multiple keys at the same time, you just put them in curly brackets, type the 2 key codes with a comma between them, and you're good to go. I think we have 6 new keys now. And they can all be used to do something else. So I'm very excited about this. They look pretty good together. I would say that the design language on these is very different, but not in a bad way. So, anyways, this will be my breh pad. This will be my scene pad. So, how do we ascend the levels of bruh? I will be your bruh Sherpa, and I will help you by providing the breh. So what I should do is get a Glarsa's sticker and put it on here or something. Oh my gosh. We got to do speed test now. Do you ascend or descend? You descend into the breh basement, I think is what Okay, we're going to do a speed test. The people demand it, and by the people I mean Nang.
Bruh.
Macropad type test. We camp here now. Here's your macropad type test. Faster. Wait, what's the origin story of breh? What do you mean? I need clickies. I need like box jades or box navies in there. I actually do have a whole bunch of box jades I could put in there. You know my origin story, but what do you mean? Like my literal life origin story? Or like how I got started streaming? Or are you asking me to fabricate something for content? Like the history of the bruh, according to Nathan, that is completely untrue. Oh, how I got into bruh? Like the term? I don't know. I mean, Glarses kind of does the
Bruh.
thing, and I have the bruh mat already. But I actually, so before I started streaming, I was pretty meticulous with how I set up my whole stream and Streamlabs and everything. And one of the very first things I did was I built the bruh cam, which is actually what it's called in Streamlabs. Like I'll show you. It's called bruh right here. That's what the camera is actually called. But I just, for some reason, say it weird, I guess. And so people started typing it out with an E. And so now it's called the Brett Cam. And I think that's good because that's how we avoid a lawsuit from Glarsis. Because he's got squatting rights on bruh because he's got the bruh mat, which I have that. Now that I have a like wider lens, I can actually have that there because you'll be able to see him down here. But anyways,
Bruh.
should I just start live reenacting all the clips? Is that the WB? I haven't actually figured out how to make commands trigger clips. So can I ask though, the sources for things like OBS type test, are they nested sources? They're in folders. Let me show you. So I got my scenes in folders, which makes it easy. Like if I want to move my face cam around, I can do the whole frame and everything. And then I have all the scenes are over to the left here. So they're all down here. And then within a scene, I have all the sources. So I haven't quite gotten to the point where I've moved out all of my sources into their own scenes. But yeah, I'm just using folders. So I usually have all the audio down here, then the BRB screen, then like whatever other stuff that I want grouped nicely. So anyways. Oh no, the bread WB. What do you mean?
Bruh. Bruh.
Should I just start live reenacting all the clips?
Bruh.
All right. TY Appa. Yeah, I use OBS or Streamlabs specifically just because when I was first looking into this, I was like, it seems a little bit more user friendly. One of the things that I know people say like OBS is good for is you can stream to both YouTube and Twitch, but I'm pretty sure if you're affiliated, I know if you're partnered, but if you're affiliate, I don't think you can stream to YouTube simultaneously. I think they will give you a smackdown if you do that. Sounds good, Grayson. Good to see you. You can use this for your stream gifts. Oh, cool. Yeah, I was wondering how you guys were all getting your videos to play, and I was gonna ask Frank about that because I know he like very quickly got the one of the Bre thing up and running. So I don't know. Sorry, just making sure that the cool. All right. Yo, what's up, Jamboards? Good to see you. Trigger fire is awesome. Cool. Boom. How is everybody? I honestly have nothing going on right now. Your instinct is to shout out, but I'm not a mod here. Yeah, this is Appa's resting place. This is where Appa comes to chill. But the rule still applies. Appa can do whatever she wants. I like to think that this is like the basement from That 70s Show where we can all just kind of hang out, you know? I did get affiliate. Yes. You know, Vayar rated me like a month ago and got me to affiliate in a single stream, which has been amazing. So, Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It's been great.
Bruh.
I've been really enjoying hanging out on stream. It's been crazy. Like, just it's like once Vayar and the Keeb community found me, I was like, I had a built-in audience immediately. He's just saying something to flex my badge. That's true. You got a lot of badges. So also I'm stalling partially because I'm hoping that Twitch is gonna approve the other half of my emotes so that when I raid somebody, we can use the sub raid message, but we still can't. Oh, I can show you how my bot works. Yeah, it still doesn't work. It's gonna say we've escaped the Brih basement when it's working. But let me show you how the Twitter or the Twitch bot works. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Stop. Okay. So we're gonna do. How do I want to do this? Let's do this. Let me move you over here. Okay, we'll close this window. Close this window. Minimize that. Minimize that. Okay. All right. No. Okay. So here's how the bot works. We don't need any of these. We just need bot.js. Okay. Let me know if it's hard to see. But effectively, all that's going on here is I'm importing a bunch of IDs because I don't want to leak those on stream. And I'm just using this library called tmi.js that connects to the Twitch client. So we just create the client, we connect with the identity properties, which would be like the username and password that you need in the token. But then this function gets triggered every single time someone types in the chat. So it's doing a direct check to see, first of all, for all the following, rating, and cheer. If you just type follow into the chat, I don't want it to flash my lights. I want it to only happen when Streamlabs types that into the chat. So I check to make sure that the username of the chatter is Streamlabs exactly and that they are a mod. But Flash still works. And then if that's not the case, I check to see if it's !Flash here. And if that is the case, then I publish to my MQTT client, which is what talks to my home server, which is what controls all my lights. But what we can do here, this is the band name command. So if you type !band name, it'll generate a random band name from the list that I've come up with over the last 2 years. So yeah, there you go. So it'll type it in chat for you. And then the last one that I added was and I can, let me pull the code changes down because they're checked into GitHub. You'll see it pop in here in the bottom once this pull happens. Oh, I think we just need to not save the changes and then reopen that. Okay, so if the message says sub raid or raid sub, which is what the no, so this script is running on my home server. I have a server just off camera down here that's running Linux, Ubuntu, and then it's running in Node.js. And so that runs this whole bot. So it's living on my server, and then it you can do it from like a laptop though. Like you could also optionally, like I can run it from right here. Like if I just do node bot.js, you can see down here, it's now running. So if you type like !band name, it'll put 2 band names in because it's running on my server and on my laptop. So you actually don't have to have a server for this. You could just do it from the same machine that you're streaming from, and you can do it with Flash, and you can actually see everyone's chat messages down here too. It's reading in the entire chat. So anyways, so you could do this from your home PC that you're just streaming from, Elvin, if you want to. I just happen to have a server, so it's running 24/7, and it's one less thing to try to remember when I'm starting stream. But anyways, now that there's the subraid message, if you type subraid, it'll put out the message as me, which is why I don't have to mod the Streamlabs bot or give him a sub so it can actually use my sub emotes. But anyways. What happens if someone types in your offline chat? It still works. That's a problem. You could type !Flash in my offline chat and it would still work. So what I need to do is I need to add in a condition for, is my stream live? If so, do stuff. Otherwise, don't do stuff, because that's the issue right now. That's what keeps happening is people will follow me while I'm offline, but all the lights will flash in my office, and I'll come back. I'll like wake up in the morning and be like, why are all the lights on? It's like, oh yeah, you got ghosts. You guys seen that tweet that's like, it must have been so fun to be an old-timey doctor. You could just be like, you got ghosts in your blood. You should do cocaine about it. That's what that ghost thing reminded me of. See you in offline chat. Yeah, I'm in offline chat all the time, testing stuff, because it's nice to be able to like dance party in offline chat. Hey, I'll be there. I'm always in there typing stuff. You can get your band names in there. You can annoy me remotely. I'll fix that eventually, where it'll check my stream to make sure that it's live. But it's funny that offline chat is even a thing. So cool. Well, I don't really have anything else to do tonight. So obviously we're gonna raid Frank. I mean, is that even an option? For most of you, it'll just be you can close one tab. Oh wait, is Frank finishing? Gym leader Nathan just went live though. Rocklina, Huru, Dabbersloth. Should I raid Frank and then let him raid somebody else? Voodoo, yep. That's true. Should we raid the Voodoo Bear? Oh, they're building an AV3 by Ivyworks. I've been really wanting to build one of those. Didn't Vayar build one for you? Let's go to Voodoo. All right. Cool. Do you like it? I really wanted to get one, but their website looked really scuffed, so it kind of scared me off of it. He loves it though. Not sure I'll get it back. Okay. That's a good endorsement for it. All right, everybody. I appreciate you being here with me. Have fun flashing my lights while I'm gone. Let's raid the Voodoo Bear. You can use !raid to get my raid message. You can also use, well, no, you can't because it's not working. Flash. There's my raid message. Yeah, thanks for coming. I appreciate all of you guys for being here. Flash. It's been fun.
Bruh.
And yeah, I'll be here Saturday. I have a whole bunch of switches for a client that I need to lube real quick that weekend, and I'm sure I'll see you guys lurking in other chats, but thanks for being here, and I will see you all next time.
Bruh.